So yeah, this is the board I'm going to be using. In its current state, apologies for the wobbles, this is the best I can do. In its current state, it is using temporary keycaps, which is why, you know, it's scuffed. Good old ISO layout, not being properly supported by cheaper keycap sets. This was just one I got off of Amazon, who I now know are also on everyone's favorite budget store, AliExpress, as well. And I assume, yeah, this is just like a clone of some existing white sets. So we're going to put that over there for now. And we are going to be doing another mode board shortly. But first, actually... I'm gonna have to take a couple of spare keycaps out because this is the plan for today is to partially kit up Jade's board just for fun. I'm taking a slight break from speedrunning, so I don't need my CU80 to be in top tier shape. I also realized with the few keys I actually use in setting up live split, I probably could do it on the 65%. Yeah, so this is Jade's mode 65. Pretty happy with how it looks, to be honest. And obviously I want to do a full type contest on it. But it's going to be temporary keycaps no matter what I do. And I don't have any spare cherry profile keycaps, so I figured I would just go with something that's blue and take the SA Dreamweaver off of my CU80 and temporarily have it on Jade's CU65. She doesn't plan on using it anyway until the permanent keycaps are on it, because she doesn't want to take the keycaps off of her Dreamweaver. Like, she doesn't want to take them off of her CU65. So the plan is hopefully we have a right shift that is the correct size. Looking at these spares, I'm actually kind of getting a little bit more concerned that we don't actually have a right shift for 65%. And that would be depressing. Not that it really matters, because obviously, yeah, like I said, I've said like 4 times, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to put away the spare keycaps from the other set, because we definitely will not be using those, and that will just leave me with the ones that we've got here. Yeah, so definitely concerning. I think before we even really do anything, I think we just see if we can actually even get a key that sits in this right shift. I'm not sure. I mean, that might work. I've never considered that that might have been a key that actually worked. I'm gonna get a keycap filter in case I agree with that. The stabilize works fine, because I currently have an issue with my CU80 where the enter key like just doesn't, it sounds crunchy to me. It's like the only way I can explain it. All the other stab keys sound fine, and when I switch it over to a like cherry profile, it works fine. So I don't know like really what the interference issue is, but eventually I did want to switch these onto cherry profile. But yeah, I guess we'll just kit this out. We'll keep that. Hopefully everything else can just disappear off to the side. And we'll move this frame. Just start moving. None of these blues will really like fit with what I'm going for, but I figure it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, and also I just wanted an excuse to type on these on not a silent ink black, because I feel like now especially, like, it was really cool to get like a proper like high quality ABS set, because obviously my GMK stuff hasn't arrived. I wanted something that was like, you know, a premium keycap set, and this was like, these were extras that were on his site. It was a UK seller, it arrived in like a couple of days, and I was like, oh, this is so awesome, it's so awesome. But then, and it was great, but then I just started having a couple of those issues, and I was like, So I'd like to see what these look and sound like when you're using it on a set that is, or using it on switches that aren't silent, so I can really feel the fuck. But really just, yeah, having silent switches with a very loud keycap set, kind of dumb. And also it became too tall for me to actually take with me to work in my work bag. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. It didn't... I'm really not happy with the stabs on this board. I think I might actually just have to Oh, I don't want to. I might have to unscrew it out of the top mount and do these stabilizers. They were fine on the cherry spacebar, but I mean, look at that. Like, that's not right. Oh, what a pain in the ass, what a pain in the ass. Like, I don't know if I just take them apart. Music approaching the same volume of audio at times. Cool. I don't even have headphones on, so I didn't check. Yeah, I actually don't know why it's so loud, but I will pop it down to -12, so it's even. Which keyboard am I using? Hopefully, all right, I moved the wrong thing down because I'm a papige. Yeah, the song is okay, just the previous couple, a little bit close. Yeah, it's just too sluggish. I knew I was playing with fire when I did those, when I did the stabilizers, but they were fine. Kind of. I was like unsure about how I felt about them. My ones I was able to salvage, but Jade's ones seemed to be worse than when I did mine. So I don't know if I just lube up 2 new stabilizers that haven't been messed up. Because it's fine on the smaller keys. Like, the stabs are fine on the smaller keys. It's just these, it's the spacebar was like the biggest point of contention. And obviously it's the most important of all the stabilizer keys. Bro, pulling SA keycaps out, annoying. Pulling anything out on a hot swap board, annoying. But SA keycaps, definitely the last time I go SA. There were some really cool SA caps that I was looking at, but like as I've had more and more problems with them, I've grown less and less enamored. I think they are cool, don't get me wrong. But I don't know that they're for me. But happy Easter Saturday. Jade has made it safely to the hairdressers. So now our 3-ish hour timer on the stream has begun. Bruh, I'm hoping this is the last. Oh, I'm gonna have to do this again anyway, pulling all these off because SA keycaps that you actually like are novelties or rammers. That's fair. Yeah, they're just so. These ones are. I don't know if they're just beyond saving. I don't remember which bit it was. The small tip. Wait, is this one? Never mind. It looked like it was a small one, but it is the larger one. I don't even remember what the small one is used for. It feels like the larger one is used for everything. I think SA novelties are cool, but yeah. Full board of them is probably a one and done sort of thing for me. I will find a board that I like these in and go, yeah, this was fun and I enjoy using them, but I'm not like... I think I would have to see a set that I really, really like or was like super cost effective before I consider going SA keycaps again. Even like MT3 and stuff, I'm not sure I would do. Really hoping to not have to open this up again. First backplate off, and then yeah, I'm just gonna take the top plate off. There's no harm in just undoing it all again. Like really. Not going to save me much time trying to... It's probably going to take more time trying to finagle this one out, and because it's white, don't really want any scratches on the exterior. I mean, I don't want scratches on the exterior anyway, but like... I feel like it would be extra noticeable on a white case. I'm really hoping that at some point I get commissioned to build in Mode's new board, the Sonnet or whatever it's called. Just because I've enjoyed building these so much that I'm sure I would love the build experience of the Sonnet. And because I have no intention really of getting one for myself. I do want a premium board in every form factor, so like 75% would be cool, but don't really want to have like my premium slots be taken up by Mode every single time. Already, I'm pretty comfortably sure I'm not going to get a Mode 80. Of course, it doesn't fall out when I have it. Nice, easy to see white mouse pad, but the moment I move it off the mouse pad, disappears into the ether. Thank you, Screws. All 6 of them out, but I only know what 5 of them are. Brilliant. Brilliant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've lost one. Brilliant. We're off to a stellar start. Oh, is that the 6th one? Brilliant. All right. Yeah, these stabilizers are not it. The wires are fine, it's just the housings. Just threw away the plastic. These were wholly modded on. gonna try and snip these, just snip straight across, but it is kind of useful. So I've got new stabs. You know, we will lube up the stabs first, and then we will do the swap. So I'm trying to have as little contact with alphabet soup lube as possible. Oh, same wire. Alright, getting a bit crowded in here, but that's okay. We will pop this back. I think we'll just use this as like our breaker. So yeah, we're just gonna go straight to 05. Ew, is this leak? Oh, this is new. This is the new 205. This is the new 205. I don't know where my old 205 is. And I've gotten up too many times, so I think I'll just use the new 205 and then deal with that. And there's enough on the lid that I won't have to actually use the other thing. Feels like 205 separates a lot. I'm not sure if that's just like me and maybe like the temperature in my apartment is too... Oh, I said I didn't want to get up and then I didn't pick tweezers. I need tweezers so I can pull through for the holy mod. I wonder if this is how the other pair of scissors got incredibly sticky. Good old primary school scissors. Occasionally the sharpest things in the world, but more often than not, useless. Outside of like one cutting range, and the cutting range is never the same. Bro, this is cursed. Why do these scissors not fucking cut anything? It's a spacebar as well. It's not like I can just not holy mod it. This cut is getting wider and wider and I'm not liking it. So it looks... Wait, you can't have white top and white accent? Why not? Are the accent colors like limited to like only a certain color? Because I'm pretty sure you could have white accent for the 65. The Sonnet does look the closest thing to the scoreboard I've seen so far, though. Yeah, that's kind of weird that there's just no white accent option. Very, very strange. Alright, and now we fail to do the holy mod over and over again for the next year. ad nauseum. Although, I did get better at setting it up towards the end of one of the streams, so the method that I remember may come in clutch. Or the method that I started using towards the end. Oh, I want this to wrap around that way. You know what? I'm going to give it the thinner side. So I have an actual chance at getting it through. Big. 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 That's what we like to see. Just needs a hacksaw taking to the rightmost column, then it's perfect. Got to break into a uni and use their tech suite. The post-uni CAD grind is going to be very entertaining. Oh, it's PC bottom? Yeah, like, I honestly haven't looked much into the Sonnet at all, because, like, outside of accidentally seeing it on the website, I had no idea it was happening. Because I don't think... well, I don't think any of, like, the keyboard YouTubers have it in hand yet, do they? Like, to my knowledge, I don't think anyone has it. Oh, this has just fallen off. You know what? Could I use this for the holy mod? Or is this... I think this is too small. I think this is too small. But if I do give up on this and just get angry, then I will consider that tiny dreg. Come on, scissors. Work with me here. Problem is my fingers are also too thick. So when I try and get a thin cut, my fingers just push the blade over. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know if it's just like super pre-production and they're like taking pre-orders in goodwill first, or good for like people are doing them in like good faith. But like I was relatively set on the Mode 65, but still like scoping out the landscape, and then the landscape changed, and I was like, all right, Mode 65 is the best option. There's also 55 billion reviews of it in all different customizations, which made it really easy to kind of tell what I wanted. No one besides me, as far as I've seen, has done ISO top mount, but then using neoprene instead of the silicon base. The more I touch this, the more it just folds over. And honestly, in the way that it feels, it does seem a little bit more like stack mount, even though I'm only using like the ISO top that's included in the case, like the as an option, and then neoprene just kind of, because of the space that it fills up, kind of turns it into stack mount. Where is the stem? There is the stem. This is once again a much thicker piece of plaster than I wanted, but oh well. As long as it is a functional stabilizer that doesn't rattle, I will be happy, and Jade will be happy. This one, yeah, this one definitely on the thicker side. Unfortunately, my sharper scissors are being washed. Yeah, so that... Wait, no, I'm stupid. I've done this the wrong way. Let's pull this... Ooh, no, don't pull it that far through. Don't pull it that far through. And don't turn over. Turning over would be gutting. Then we do that. And we poke that bad boy under. Yeah, it's definitely not ideal. Yeah, the Mode 80, like, the old one I felt like costed a lot for the time, but the new one just straight up costs a lot. Like, there's no for the time about it. It just straight up costs a lot. The Mode 65 definitely felt worth it because of just like the configurator and being so ahead of its time in that respects, the pre-order. But then the 80 is just like, damn, they took that, put TKL tax on it, and then the Mode 80 also is just more of a household name. You just go, yeah, I can't afford this. It's why I'm looking more at the Gamma Foundation, because it does look gorgeous. It does look gorgeous. How do I want to... Well, yeah, I can just paint these now, actually. Because then I can just take it out, take the wire out. We get you. Take this off. Still not sure what 40% I'll get. Plenty of time to make that decision though. Yeah, just wait a long time until I buy or build another cube. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of the same. I'm using commissions as a way to scratch the itch. I'm also putting off my DIY project for a little bit. I do not have my stem holder, so I'm just going to use tweezers. Right, I'm building one. I'm building two soon. I think it's also that I don't want to do a group buy either. Like lead times, especially like looking at the Pearl and seeing the lead time is like, oh yeah, sorry, it's like 1 whole year lead time. I was like, I'm not doing that. When I want to get a keyboard, I will see what is in stock or on pre-order with like a short fulfillment time because it's pre-order rather than group buy, and I will go from there. I'm not mucking around with the 1 year lead time. I'm going to be gutted if I have to take this plate and all the switches out to do the stabs. I will be very unhappy. Especially because I could have just done this yesterday off camera. Oops. And then I would just be reassembling stuff. What are we gluing together? We're like actually reverse gluing. We're lubing instead. We're painting thin amounts of lube so stuff doesn't get stuck. Well, it depends on whether you're like actually hoping that people will be other people will be interested in the form factor. I guess you can do an interest check. And then if there's not enough interest check, then you and me go halvesies on production. I guess right now, especially for like board creation, there isn't really a huge, like there isn't really anything else besides group buy, unless you're like an established vendor. Because even mode, it felt like they had to do ages in order to actually get like the rapport with whoever their manufacturer is to then just do this like staggered pre-order run. And supposedly when the Sonic comes in, the 65 goes out. Like it's not like permanent, oh, 3-month lead time, 4-month lead time. It's just like one of the guys that was in chat last stream said that there was an announcement that went out that the Mo 65 is just like going away in May, I think. Probably to focus on the Sonnet and not like distract from it, but it's still like, oh wow, that's just disappearing off the market. Which on the one hand makes Mo 65s rarer, which I guess is nice. But on the other hand, it's just like, oh, that's kind of unfortunate because I really like this board and I would easily recommend it to a bunch of people that will not get the chance to use it now. Is this spinning? Yes, it is actually coming out. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, and maybe it's like seasonal. Because what, they've got the CU65 and 80 pre-orders up, and then the Sonnet I think is on pre-order, but then maybe we'll like phase out the 65 for a bit. It'd be nice if all 4 of them were eventually, or all 3 of them were eventually available. Just like all year round, but I mean, it's definitely baby steps. I'm sure this has cost Mode like a decent amount. And hopefully they've also made like a decent amount as well. Because I think, what, the first Mode 80 was group buy, wasn't it? It was group buy, and then 65 was like the first time that they had this like new configurator and everything. And it's like, oh wow, this is like game changing. I'm gonna have to take this plate out, aren't I? Oh, I'm gonna have to take the plate out. Oh, kill me. We're actually rebuilding this entire board. All right. Today's stream got much more tedious. Much more tedious. But I built Jade's board off stream, so more content. It may mean though that we are only building her board and not doing any of the other things that I wanted to do. Hopefully we'll get as far as a sound test. We don't need to flash the PCB. Don't need to test the PCB because this board is working. Oh, if it was soldered, I'd have already ended the stream and just jumped out a window. One of the 2 functioning windows in this building. I don't know if I can take this plate out without removing every single switch. Not gonna lie. I think I have to, don't I? Oh. How many of these switches will stay on the table when I take them out? Place your bets. I'm thinking single digits. I'm so bad at taking out switches, it like cramps my hand. I just do not have proper technique for it at all. That's why I'm sad the Gatoron one was like broken and crap and didn't work. Their switch opener, incredible. Their switch remover, not great from what I've heard. I don't know if they've like revised it and fixed it. Yeah, some of these are hard to put in and will be hard to take out. My hand, it hurt. Alright, so escape key goes over there. I'm gonna put the space, but you know what? I'll do these first, otherwise I will we'll forget. Space bar can go over there. I'm taking the most tactile ones and put them. Oh boy, you just come out. I hope you just come out because I do not have a safe. That. Yeah, these are. I'm definitely slightly concerned about those. I don't know if I just take out the stabilizers, clean them all off, and then just redo them all for like peace of mind. I think that might be what I end up doing. Ooh. That's a scratch. Quick. Nice little plastic shaving. Ayya. Dios míos. Some of these switches do not want to come out. Might as well be soldered. Like, what? Why are they so difficult to take out? Whole meme of hot swap board is you take out the keycap and the key switch comes with it. These are like super glued into the board. I think my aunt also said she was coming at like 3. I will just. So some of them, the middle, like the inside ones seem to be like cooperating a little bit more. It's that top row, that number row is. They have found their seats and they are staying there. My wrist. Oh yeah. That hit the back of the microphone. Whoop. As soon as I was starting to get a rhythm. At least I'll be able to tell which ones I was putting in the number row because they'll all be scratched. Oh, that did not sound good. This number row is actually impossible to take out without like doing damage to it, it feels like. Can't wait to shatter a switch live on stream. Although, that said, this isn't taking as long as I thought it would. I feel like we've made decent progress. Like a third of the board is gone. It's like right there. I'm just getting like all the tension. Oh. Actually getting some easy pulls halfway through the board. I was worried, but we might be in for a speedy-ish strip down and repackaging. We can turn this into like a 2-hour build, then we've done our job. Where did you go? Genuinely, I don't know if I'm just using these wrong. Because every time I grab something, it comes up, it's like springs out and then hits me on the other side of the thumb. Oh dear. Now we've got the upside down ones, and they're gonna be a problem. I realize exclamation mark build is actually incorrect here. Because these aren't necessarily, they're not devoted tactiles anymore. They are very much a Franken switch. Alright, now that command is correct. I made the mistake of dropping by Teha's stream yesterday, and all it has made me do is like, I haven't used my my new like logo yet that I got made at this point like a couple of months ago. I don't even know if it might have been last year at this point. I genuinely don't even remember. But like, I want almost like a shorthand version of it. and a motion graphics are the main thing, especially on this new PC where I don't have any of my transitions. Break that switch. Was it just plastic? I think that was just plastic shaving. Yeah, like I want to get some motion graphic stuff done with it, because that would be clean. Where did that go? The final 5. Yeah, that's such a horrible sound every time. I can't get that out of there, but we're gonna take the plate off anyway, so it won't matter. I'm gonna have like a bruise on the outside of my thumb from using this. Two more to go. Final one. Sound. So now the plate comes off. The foam comes off. Whatever that, presumably Twitch film material, comes off. And the stabilizer hopefully comes out. Right, do I have... So that's that done. Don't really have a bin for any of these either. You know what? We'll... you know, I might, to be honest, yeah, I might just redo everything with the wires, just get like a full clean slate. I'll still use BDZ on the wires, but I think I'm... Use again, Marcus, for letting me borrow these. I've learned much about what to do and what not to do with these damn lubes. I was wondering why one of these was like all caked up and gunked up, and I realized as soon as I touched the BDZ, I was like, ah, that's why. True. I can return it when I'm done with this though, or I can hold on to it to use Leon's. Really, I don't, it doesn't matter. I thought Jade was and to be fair, she did actually. She lubed most of her switches. So I did all the lubing myself for the devoted tactile housings, the springs, all of that. I say myself, but like really, the springs were lubed with 105, so bag lube it was. But he did do the stems of the cotton candies, like the majority of them. So the second lube brush was actually put to use. Yeah, honestly, I bought myself new Krytox, not realizing how much Krytox I had. I don't even know how I would manage to burn through all of yours. Like, I literally only use your Krytox at work. When I'm at home, I tend to use my own Krytox. It's literally the BDZ is the only thing that I obviously routinely yoink. And now that I'm no longer a huge fan of it, or immediately not a huge fan of it, I don't see how I would be able to, unless I started, I don't know, pulling a squashy boy and lubing my pen. And even then, I'm pretty sure he used just regular Krytox instead of BDZ for his pen. Ooh. Excuse me. I can see that the wire is in. It doesn't feel like it's through. Very important update though for my household. My mum has finally bought tongs. After relentlessly bullying her the entire time that we were home for not having tongs, she has caved. I'm very proud of her. I just want her to know that even without tongs I would still love her, but now when I go home I won't want to shoot myself trying to do everything with like a fork. It's crazy that a household that consumes that much chicken did not, like, and chicken and just meats in general did not have tongs. Mind-boggling, truly. Almost as mind-boggling as the amount of BDZ I can get on my hands in the space of like 2 seconds. Genuinely quite impressive. Honestly, I'm not even sure that I will use BDZ on Leon's keyboard. Right now, I'm like 50-50. Like, I want to make the best board that I can, so BDZ is probably the way to go. But at the same time, like, I just look like a colossal fool when I use this thing. Like, more so than normal. BDZ does not work with me. Mostly because I just don't know how to handle a board using it properly. Let's get some disposable gloves. That might be a shout, but I think my hands sweat in latex gloves. And going out of my way to get non-latex gloves seems expensive because that seems like oh, you have allergies? We'll charge you for you to not break out whilst using the product. It's like, oh, thank you. How kind of you. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna wipe down all of these. The backs, honestly, backspace was fine. You know what? Instead of like umming and ahhing about this, we're just gonna test each of them with the SA profile keycap that it's gonna be on, and then we see if it. I mean, yeah, this backspace functioning like a backspace comes all the way back up. There's no. I mean, that seems fine. Like, no problemos there. Like, this is what I expect. You know, when you pull out a key, that the hotspot key just comes straight there with it. I don't even know where my mouse was, but I just clicked somewhere. Alright. Moon Cheeseburger is the name of this track? Sure, whatever. No interference. Come straight back up. Like, we're fine, right? That right there, that looks like a functioning spacebar, a functioning enter key and backspace to me. Now, the moment of truth. Does the spacebar return properly? It does. I'm so glad it chose to focus on the things in the background instead of like the key that I'm actually pressing. All right, let's bash this out. We only had to replace one space. Why did the spacebar stabilizer come out? Why did the key switch is supposed to come out? That's the meme. You would have enjoyed Friday, Marcus. We went for a drink. We will now, I think, try and go for like a post-work drink like once a month, I think. See if Henry can just nab us the table and then go for something. We go after work so that way nobody stays out too late and nobody wants to get crazy hammered and spend a lot of money. But also once a month, so it's not draining everyone's accounts. Yeah, Ethan is a demon. He got me. I've already forgotten what was in the shop. But it was one of the first shots I've ever had that wasn't just like a, I drank that and that was filth, but someone handed it to me and I didn't pay for it, so I don't care. This one was like a, hey yo, how much was that sort of thing? Yeah, Friday after a payday, or the big strat of Friday before the payday, because that way people don't have post-payday confidence and instead are just like, you know what, I'm gonna play it conservative. But it was a lovely day out. It was nice, we're just chilling. Alright, so that is done for now. We're gonna have to put the things back in the board itself. And some people will remember that... Yeah, you'd be down once you move? Yeah, sound. I also proposed anime night to the people that were there. So, hopefully, we can get some people down for that once Blue Lock starts, figure out the logistics of getting it done. these are so much easier to put into the plate. Like, the first time, there was one or two issues, which was like, whatever, but... yeah. Using not, like, unwipe is just so soft. And then also having a palm plate, which in itself was soft, nightmare. I'm still, like, I still want to try a polycarb plate. So if I do, like, if my next board does allow me to, like, pick a polycarb plate, I'll probably still pick one just to try it. And see, like, how it is to build in it, how it affects sound and all that. But after that, I will make my pick. I don't know if it was just, like, a mix of both of them were really soft materials, so both of them were really difficult to work with. Or if it is just like, oh, if I put a giant V5 in any plate, because it's so soft, it could like break easy. I'd be really curious to see like what the actual cause of the problem was. No, I didn't put any across that bottom row. I probably should have done ones across the bottom row. Is this foam sitting correctly? It's sitting correctly enough. Yeah, this has been a fun experience. Integrated plate was a great introduction to keyboards, but now I don't think I'd ever want to go back. Now that I understand how to do this all, it's all very simple. And we'll test the switches when it's all... Because I think I broke 2 switches yesterday. And I was actually able to fix them. They weren't like crazy. Oh yeah, your tofu is a PC plate, isn't it? Yeah, so how were the Zaku's going fine, or was it... Because I found for my palm plate, like this plate has been fine, but for my palm plate, I had to keep using like tweezers to like pluck it back up on like some of the rows. And I got a little bit of board flex, but nothing like crazy. Spacebar was the only annoying part. Interesting. Why, is your spacebar warped, or...? This one has to go upside down. And these ones were all left side. These ones were right side. It was being stripped, pushing down. Oh, yeah. I got that a couple of sides. I had that a bunch on the palm plate. This one was pretty much fine. I like some of it. I wonder if it was just like, you know, first time building in this sort of plate, and I wasn't like used to it or anything. Like even here, like the foam, I was getting it all pinched under the switches before, and I was using a tweezer to like pull it out like this. I'd probably, yeah, just free it a little bit so it's fully there. But this time I've got like none of those issues. Just been an all-round. It's probably a mix of not building with a plate before, being low-key on edge. I'm closing this up. I'm getting it on myself. And also just being out of practice, which is why I'm like glad that I got commissioned like right after building this, because then I can be like a professional when it shows up and be like, here's your board. Only took me 2.5 hours to build. Make sure that my phone isn't on. Yeah, so his build, we're doing a Keychron Q1. We're actually getting one of the pre-built ones because the pre-built ones give you a wider range of colors than the bare bones. So we're getting the Keychron Q1 with the like white, the like full white build. Stripping all of it out. And then we're going to be putting in EMT linears. Because he is linear gang. Truly an educated man. We're gonna use the C3 equals films just because I get my KBD fans ones from mech boards, which would have been an extra thing of shipping, whereas Proto had the C3 equals, so I just went with those. What else is in it? So there's the switches. We're just gonna do the Keychron plate and the integrated stabs. Because as far as I remember, Keychron stabs are pretty decent. You just want to open them up and do your own set of lube rather than relying on the factory lube, from what I remember. And if I'm unhappy with them, then I will just use some of these spare Girox that I've got. Because I'll clean off the ones that are all gunked up from Jade's one. And then I'll have a fresh set of stabs. Because this is, oh, this switch is broken. Because it's split left shift ISO, I literally only have two 1U stabs. Or 2U stabs even. So I actually went positive on stabs from this build, which was kind of nice. Oh, I just booted a spring somewhere. Don't know where. I felt go somewhere. I think it was a spring anyway. Oh, you know what? Speaking of, I haven't screwed in the stabilizers. I should like do that. Before the stabilizers also realize I haven't screwed them in and decide to go for a walk. Yeah, when I'm actually building it, I'll have the like build steps in exclamation mark build. But if I remember correctly, it's like if you take like the Miami color set, like the blue and pink, we got a full set of blue and a full set of pink. Just because we needed both colors, because he's not just doing like the usual Miami like V with like blue alphas, pink mods, or the other way around. He's doing like alternating, like diagonal, 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 diagonal. Which took ages to find a kit, like one of the cheaper kits that had 65% right shift. Like all the cheaper kits will be like, oh, it's 60%, or you know, it's 100%, but it's using, obviously 100% uses full size right shift. So he didn't care about ANSI versus ISO, which was great because it meant that we could do the ANSI pre-built Q1. But it took ages to find a kit, and we found the kit that he was like, yep, I like the blue on this. I was like, cool, this one has the right shift. Wasn't as much of a fan of the pink, so I got a pink from a different set, and we'll just use the blue from this set because it's a full 100% plus extras. And the extras includes that right shift. So we'll just go from the right-hand side to get the blue, and then we'll just alternate. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the keycaps, because they'll probably be, I think they're the cheapest keycaps I've ever used. So it might need some extra tuning just to try and get it to something that I'm happy with. But the MT linears are pretty nice for their price. And the Q1... I think this new version, I think this Q1 is like the knob, it's not the knob version, but I think it's got all of the improvements that the knob version, like the knob revision did to the Q1. And if not, I can just put in the extra work modding it, like with force brakes, and then I'm going to be having neoprene in it anyway. I never use included foam. At some point I might actually have to buy new neoprene if I build enough boards. So his board's going to be a fun one, and then I'm pretty sure my mom's not watching, but if my dad is, keep it hush hush. I'm working on mum's Christmas present as well. But I'll be doing Leon's board first because he's paid for it. Mum's board I will work on after. And I will make it and then give her the option between... She is like head over heels for this board. Like it's like her favorite board she's ever used. So I will make her... Obviously I can't buy CU65s anymore because the company's gone under. So I will make her a Q2 and try and make it as close in spec to that CU65 as possible. Because I'm probably at some point gonna take the switches out of this, because these are also Silent V2s. I could take the switches out of that, put that in my in the Q2, and then they will be like identical in terms of specs, and then I will give her the choice. And if she still wants the CU65, she can have it, and I would keep the Q2. If she wants the Q2, then she can have the Q2. But yeah, I did that all off the back of the same thing. So I've given myself DIY projects to work with this year, which will mean that my hitbox takes a back seat for a sizable enough time. Oh, for goodness sake, he's killing me. It's actually killing me. It's just everywhere. I'll wash this off later, off camera. Okay. I can't help but note. Oh yeah, there are only 3 of those screws. I should probably screw those in. I'm switching these over because this key I'm not as happy with. So I'll put it in the Navro compared to like commonly used key. I actually like cherry picked these from the 80 that we made, I think. Cherry picked these, and there were some that I was like, I'll save these till the very end if I can avoid it. And I kind of didn't pay attention to doing that when I was putting them back in. So some of the less good switches are in the alphas. So I'm going to try and fix that as best I can with the remaining ones. I mean, thinking about it, I don't think I've ever seen her use right alt. They both sound the same, but this one sounds ever so slightly better, so I'll switch this over. Damn, we've been given an extension, even though we're plowing through this. Jade says that it's busy and she might not be back till 5. But I hope people are looking forward to sound tests and stuff. And also getting to tune into a build that wasn't scuffed from start to finish. This one has been pretty good. Not sure where... Oh, so I filled in the space bar, that's why. Space bar is a no. Alright. Incorrect. That's not incorrect. Ooh, that didn't sound good. But it did go in fine, so. And then this is my spacebar. Jay did not like the eclairs, so she instead has Zaku House Devoteds as her special keys. We didn't do it for the spacebar though, because they're like slightly easier to press, which she's gotten used to having a heavier spacebar, even though she like was like, oh, I hate it when I first did it. Now she's just like, oh, I love it. And doing the reverse, she didn't like, and she didn't like the eclair, so. That's, this is what her board will look like, and we're going to have to... My hands still feel dirty, even though they're clean. I can't wait to have to wrestle with this foam again to get it back in the case. This is only a temporary connection, because I can still screw it in. I'm not screwing it in until I've tested to make sure that it actually works. Alright, we switch to key tester. Keyboards. This does make me want to get like a cheap AliExpress white coiled cable, but it can wait. So, you know, I will quickly add like a desktop capture. I will quickly add. Dislike the crop filter on this. It looks kind of weird. I really should have just done window capture, but that's okay. I've done this now. Well, I know at least the Alt key works. All right, function key works. Good to hear. All right, so that key obviously doesn't work during the key tester pick, which made me think that the Z key wasn't working when I first put this together. Enter works, right shift works, right alt works. All right, we have a fully functional keyboard first try. That's great. Unplug that. Get that back in. So for now, I'm actually getting better at finding the center of the mode. All right, so this, we can disconnect again. Yeah, so no Tempest mod. One, because I can't be asked, even though I paid for a roll of masking tape solely for this purpose. Yeah, PE foam, neoprene, some fun stabs. Oh, I need to put. Okay, so before we do that, let's actually get this screw in. I actually didn't. You saw me rip off some tiny little orange thing. I forgot to take the screw cover out, so I just punctured through it on that left one. The other two I'd remember to rip off, but I'd forgotten there were 3. I don't really think it does much, if anything, but they gave me the screws. I paid for those screws. I will use those screws. Also, Jade likes a stiffer typing experience anyway, so... She was horrified by the concept of flex. Even though this board will have some, and I've done what I can to try and give her a little bit. Yeah, no, she was horrified by the concept of flex. Trying to make the typing experience and sound feel different to her CU65 so she can appreciate the difference between them, but not be so alien that she complains for the entirety of her learning period. And also does actually genuinely like it more. I have kind of changed my tastes. I still love the deep thocky sound, and I went for the V5s because they were on the deeper side, but they're still like a very different sound to my CU65. And I do like it more. Even though older me may not have liked it as much. I think my just association of a premium feel has changed. Right, now that those are screwed in, ISO mounts are on. Then we slide this in. Nice and bouncy. Flick the screw somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I've still got the 6 important ones for those. I'm just hoping I can find all of the ones to close it up together. Yeah, I think I screwed my like ISO ones a little bit harder than I've screwed Jay's ones. I might open mine back up just to see if I can loosen it a bit. Because I don't get that much flex either, but I think it... I don't know. I'll look at Jade's one, and if it's got like noticeably more flex than mine, then I will unscrew. Yep, that's gone through. That's the problem, because these are so ridiculously thin. You've got to be careful, because otherwise they will just go under the thing. And whilst I don't think that happened on any of mine, I think I could probably have afforded to not screw them in as much. And see if I could add a little bit more flex. And then just have the flex limited by the foam just naturally stopping the bottom out, or bringing the bottom out closer. Typing feel is great on it, and I do love the board, but I'm curious to see if there's any minor adjustments I can make to see if I can get a little bit more out of the ISO top mount. Because it now is just modified stack at the moment. Which I have no problems with. I like stack mount as well. But ISO top mount is hashtag unique to this board, and I want to enjoy it. Especially because there's so many ways of like embellishing this board's like the ISO top mount was like something that was unique, and like the flex cuts and all that, like the bouncy typing experience is what it's been aiming for. So I kind of want to get as much of that out of the board as I can. Trying to make sure not even a single thread of the PE foam is visible. This PE foam was a little bit less clean because it was a bit more frayed when I was pulling out the... I think this one's from the motherboard, I want to say. I don't know why I said motherboard, PCB. This one's from the PCB. And my scissors just weren't... they were like gunked up or something, so they just weren't cutting as well, so I actually tore this. I'm pretty happy with the tear, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it was a little bit harder to work with. Nope. You didn't see that tiny little black piece of foam that escaped. How annoying. A scalpel could be pretty useful. To be honest, I just need my scissors to be clean, so I put them in the dishwasher. Put 2 pairs of them, which unfortunately meant that I didn't have any pairs available for today. I was scratched that white. I think I also want as many, if not all of my boards to be screwless design. I think screwless is one of the coolest like concepts for a keyboard. I think that's like what's so sick about... That's like one of the many things I think is so sick about the CU6... I keep saying CU65 for some reason. I'm just like... It's just ingrained. The Mode 65 being screwless design is like crazy. And I think the Foundation Gamma is also screwless. F13, which I find really intriguing. The F13, like, I don't care about that much. But it being a screwless design, very cool. I think I would want all of my boards to be screwless. Oh, that's another screw that was disappeared into the ether. I do wish that the feet options they'd given us weren't like urine yellow, white that clearly does like gray, and black. Like, I think the black, honestly, was probably the better option because it would have contrasted better. I have dropped another screw. think the black would have contrasted better, and realistically, you're not going to see it. But when you see it on the butt, it like just stands out a bit more. But the white was obviously like the closest to the white build. It's just a shame that it's like a... Don't get me wrong, it's a classy... It's a very classy, like... beige, grey, white, like... sort of color, but it's not like white, which I think would have been stellar. I think that would be really my only complaint. Alright. How are we doing in terms of flex? Alright, there is none. But, I mean, it's also carbon fiber plate. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it. I can't be bothered to open mine back up. Now, we have fun, question mark. Cool. Yeah. SA keycaps are low-key kind of cursed. Both of these have spacebar foam, have foam in them. I don't in backspace, but I might. Because I have some spare like foam that was like cut away, so like I could just do it. If these aren't like too sticky to cut foam properly. Okay, yeah, it was just that the plaster material was just too irritating to cut. Like that is perfect size. I just need to make 3 inch. Actually, let's do this with a screwdriver. There, probably there. No. I made these obviously very small, and they're gonna have to be bigger. I don't know why I didn't just puncture all the way through. Well. Alright, seems scissors is going to be the way to go. I don't really know how to make them like much bigger without like actually cutting it. In terms of just like running it through with a blade and all that, that like widens it a little bit, but yeah, it's widened enough. Yeah, I think on my Vomillo I have spacebar. No, actually no, I took out the spacebar foam because I tried it with the very thin foam sheet that comes with the board, and then I tried neoprene, and I didn't really like the neoprene, especially I didn't like the feel of, and I was undecided. Like, I was unsure how I felt about the what's it called, the Vomillo foam. I just think for cherry space bars, especially when upside down, there's just not enough space in there to make sure that it bottoms out correctly without the foam like interfering with the bottom out, whilst also doing the sound dampening job that it's trying to do. I think I had the same problem with this backspace, to be honest. Where thick foam, thin foam, whichever foam I used, I wasn't super fan of it. I think the main problem is just I can't get the foam to fully tuck in around the stem. I mean, I say that as I'm managing to do it flawlessly now. Maybe because I have a thinner screwdriver. But when I was doing it before, I just could not. Like, you'll cut the foam to be the right size and then it's in the way. That is much nicer. All right, now with that done, let us butcher the rest of this keyboard. All right, nothing from my aunt yet, so I'm assuming she's not here. All right. Shift, Control, Alt, Super. Rest in peace, Super. Overwatch League. What happened to the... It was Tab. Tab was over here. Escape is on. Yeah, now I'm gonna go back to... Actually, Alt, and then... No, function. Function, not super. Alt, then... Function. Honestly, this looking way nicer than I thought it was gonna look. Way nicer than I thought it was gonna look. Our main problem is gonna be obviously that right shift, because for whatever reason, it may not have been included in the base kit. And it might have been in like an alt kit that I obviously didn't buy, because I was like, why would I need the alt kit? I'm using full size, basic ass ISO full size, so I don't need any extra kits. Clown emoji. And to be honest, if it wasn't for the fact of the interference that I have on the enter key, I probably still would never even consider moving these over, even temporarily. This is more also just of like a theory test for like what these caps will look like on a different board that I, you know, thoroughly enjoy. Because I do like the CU 80, and I probably will still... I think my plan is, depending on what I do with the CU65, like I'll either... If I'm taking all of these switches out and then putting them in a Keychron Q2 to give it like the best fighting chance against the CU65 for my mum to pick, then I'll just put some other switches in that, and then maybe these switches will return to it if I can figure out this interference issue and like what's causing it, or these will just go on, or I'll start taking this board, I'll start taking the CU80 to work again, but with like cherry profile keycaps, and it will, and then I'll put like the Dreamweaver on the Keychron, but then I'll have to once again weigh up whether I want to move the switches over. Either way, I'll figure it out. Even if I leave the mods the same, I think the alphas will all change to a different... the alphas of whichever board has the SA Dreamweaver will be non-silent switches. But yeah, I'm liking the look of this a lot. Like, a lot. I'm almost sad that these are not going to be permanent and Jade is going to go, ew. And then I will have had my little fun experiment and I'll take all of these back off. I'll take all of these back off and then it will go into a cupboard until September. A tactile bump definitely is very minor on the light tactiles. It is light, that's for sure. It is crazy that we've gone from Jade using MX Browns to us Franken switching her entire keyboard, her entire board. And it's definitely like full Franken switch now, because like if it was just change the housings, but then use like the cotton candy spring and thing, then yeah, it would just be like, oh, it's just a recolor. Like it's a Franken switch recolor, but the fact that the spring apparently is different in the cotton candy versus devoted tactile, it's like now just something else. Because it is the devoted tactile with a different stem. Which is cool in its own right. It's gone from cotton candy to be like a rock candy. I may have to take a food break where I heat up some jollof or something, and I will eat very far away from my desk because I'm terrified of getting palm oil anywhere near. Anywhere near. Or I just grab some toast. Keep it simple. And I have like jollof and stew later. I want to at least get these switches over and then I'll put toast on. This poor CU80 is honestly just getting ransacked for everything that was good about it, because an enter key interference issue has happened. And I still don't fully understand it, but it definitely started after transporting it to work one time. I'm like also kind of just like dusting off some of the dust, because this keyboard does see infrequent use, but not enough that I would have expected dust to really pile up on it. But I think it's also because the keycaps are so tall. Jade didn't have so much stuff on her mousepad. I would actually switch mousepads for it just so I can... Why did I put that there? What am I doing? I would actually like switch mousepads, but that would involve like picking up a monitor, moving this, moving that. So I wouldn't be able to get like the actual like type feel looking at like what Jade wants. Also, this camera gotten further off base. I've realized that it's just been like pointing way higher than it should have been. I've just been like off to the side. I mean, I now realize that kind of in the way. There we go. There we go. Bit late for my camera to be getting fixed now, but oh well. The one thing I do regret is I don't think I did a typing test on the Gamma K. I've got typing tests of like Howie's board, my board. I can get my mum easily to do one. I might have to hit up the dude that I did the other build for. Just be like, yo, can you do like a quick typing test? Because I want to like do like YouTube shorts of like every single board that I've built and then have like a compilation one. Just like a, yeah, this is what I've been doing. All right, so I'm going to remap this in VIA to be page up, page down. Where is it? Really? Do I not have another home key? Do I not have a flat home key? That's kind of annoying. I also don't have a flat delete key. Oh, I also have the function and control backwards. Getting key switches out from like the corners of stuff, very annoying. Not a fan. Function, and then it. I say right alt, but I use it for control. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. For the sake of keeping them like somewhat uniform, I'll have it like that. But I usually do home, delete, page up, page down. But because I don't have the means of doing that, I've got this key upside down so that way it matches the row profile. It's not perfect. Not perfect, but I don't think you would notice too much just because of how like tall all the keys are. You maybe wouldn't notice. Obviously this doesn't fit. That's too small. That's too big. Yeah, I just think this would have been in an alt set, and for it just being temporary keycap, not worth it. So move all of these out of shot, I guess. This is what's left of this is what's left of the board. But yeah, not the alt key, but yeah, I don't think alt would have looked as nice. I feel like F function and control. And you know what, sod it. We'll change control out for alt. And we'll just say it's to alter the remainder of the row. Big brain, large. Yeah, so that's our new board. The 20th sub herself really has chosen to focus on my shoulder. And just when I said that I'd started getting better at finding the inside of the board. Alright, we will do display capture. Reset the board real quick. Configure that to be home. Delete, page up, page down. And then special. No, I don't think it is special. Yeah. Make that Mo1 and then that right control. There we go. That is now how I have programmed all of our boards always. I should really save that as a macro. Actually, you know what? This board has this one I've also saved like additional layer stuff. Put that board down off. Yeah, I've got a little bit of extra stuff, so I will save this loadout to my documents, I guess. Apologies for the earthquake. So this, normally I used to clamp it onto a monitor, but it was giving me too much wobble. So I'm actually using a second tripod with super wide legs. It's right next to the table, but it's not actually touching the table. But I guess just my table being so wobbly somehow still manages to affect it. A bit annoying. No. All right. And then back to that. Right control. Awesome. And then if I bring up Notepad. No. No, I've just turned it into bootloader mode. I don't mean to do that. I thought, yeah, I've changed the escape. Is it? Not control. How do I get... Yep, turned into bootloader mode again. I need to stop doing that. I need the tilde key. I don't remember how I did the tilde key. Oh, that's because that's set to reset. What is it on my CU65? On my CU65, on layer 1, that is set to... I don't see that at all. It's set to that key. Right. So that key should be set to that. And then we save that over my last JSON. Which means I can now put that onto my other. Cool. So instead of that, we can go to monkey type. Oh, and that shows everything off perfectly. That crop, actually kind of nice for Via and other. What I will do first, though, is not drop that off the edge. That would be kind of tragic. Is I will move all this junk off my desk. Have a nice little thumb. Lovely little thumb now. We can do a little bit of a sound test. And then we will PE foam mod my CU65, which will be different to how my mom wanted it, but right now this board is still mine, so I will do with it what with it I please. Trying to get this in without any of the bristles being bent in a regular fashion. Right, all in all, pretty happy with this though. What do you guys think? Right, this lovely looking board. I literally used the microfiber cloth yesterday and I've lost it. Oh, don't forget to turn music off with the sound test. Very true, very true. All right. Making sure that is pristine. Make sure that this... Oh, that's such a nice... Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. I love that so much. I'm so happy with it. Obviously, it is just the lighting, because it's not a faded one. Anything crazy like that, I wish. So are we thinking big sound test or small sound test? Not, well, I say big sound test. Are we thinking big display capture? You can see what I'm typing, or are you just gonna leave it in the background? All right. We will do Jade CU65 first. Display capture on. It's very small. Like, I don't know, like, is text and stuff actually like legible on there? So I realize this is just in the way. Slight problem with overhead camera. Right, just about legible in capture. Right. Can I turn this all the way over? Apologies for not muting. I realised. I think, yeah. Whoop. All right. I need to turn off the noise gate. Okay, I'm very glad that I was muted for that because, yeah, that was a lot of distortion in my ears. Yeah, those are my 3 boards. I think I kind of agree. The SA, this is the best that they've sounded. I actually do quite like how Jade's board sounds. Oh, ad time? Damn. You know how you can dodge ads with the low cost of Bezos bucks. I'm surprised VIP still get ads. I thought you dodged ads as a VIP. Or is it only dodge slow mode? I do not remember. By the way, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually mod my old board. I think the visual aesthetic of like the actually complete everything looking correct as the keycap set was designed is really nice, which obviously is the blemish against my board. I even tried checking to see if this enter would fit on that board, but that white is different to both whites there. So, alas, I could not, and I'm very upset about it. It's time to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws to take out. I don't even know where the PE foam that I'm looking for is. Gonna disappear and make food, fair enough. Thank you for sticking around. I appreciate you also giving insight on what you think of the boards. Yeah, I also did the sound test of like what this board looks like stock. Just so you could hear it. And I'll probably send you a clip of the modded one and see what you think. I'll probably go back and clip those all myself, to be honest, and do like comparisons. But yeah, much appreciated. Thanks for coming. All right. Gonna need this screwdriver again. Almost certain. Not a very good washer if the washer breaks in two. I was very concerned. I thought that that maybe it'd strip, but thankfully it hasn't. Oh shoot. I might have to head off, but I'll mute for now.